James Cameron is going to be my downfall today.
A real man makes his own luck.
First Jack and now me. Hey everybody, it's Molly
And Breedlove.
with All Ears, and we're here today at Animal Kingdom with an all-new experiment.
That's right, and I purchased Genie Plus this morning, and I also purchased the fancy rides.
And I did not.
I'm excited.
Do you think it's going to be wild? Enjoy your leisurely stroll to Pandora.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your fast-paced go time. So this morning I woke up at about 6:30. I purchased Genie Plus for the day, and I got ready for 7 a.m. when I was able to make my first Lightning Lane reservation, which I did for Navi River Journey. The first available return time right at 7 a.m. when I pressed select was 8:20 a.m.
I am not using Genie Plus today. I'm going to be just navigating the park as a non-resort guest who didn't pay for Genie Plus. Excuse me. And that means the first place I'm headed, like all of these people, is Pandora to Flight of Passage. Now, in my best day ever video, I did start at Safaris, and I do think Safaris is the best place to start because Flight of Passage should dip in the mid-afternoon. It's what we normally see, but we're trying to get through this as quickly as possible. So today, we're not gonna be here till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm gonna see what it's like first thing in the morning. Now, the reason I don't suggest rope dropping as a non-resort guest is because Flight of Passage is included with early park hours. So all the resort guests have at least a 30-minute jump on you, so they can ride it during early park access, which is from 7:30 to 8. And I was looking at the wait time during that, and it starts at a 35-minute wait. By the time I was let into the park further, it was up to a 70-minute wait. We'll see where it's at when I get there. But knowing this attraction, it's only going to get higher and higher and higher until it dips in the mid-afternoon, mid to late afternoon, and then it's going to go back up again because so many people want to come ride it last thing at night.
Now, right at 8 a.m., I did also make a IAS, or a Fancy Rides TM as Molly calls them, reservation for Flight of Passage. The first available at 8 a.m. was for 2:50 p.m. That is definitely something to be aware of. I might spend close to 0 minutes in line, but Molly will probably get done with her full day faster than I will.
Early morning Pandora, nothing quite like it. Absolutely stunning. So let's see how far back the line goes. All right, it looks like it's starting right here, which I've seen it go back to Africa to end up at the Lion King Theater. So this is better than that. All right, posted wait, 75 minutes. I'm officially stepping foot in the line right here. So let's start the clock.
Oh, this amazing creature is working again. It's been a while since this was turned on, but if you rub this beautiful plant, fog starts to come out on top and out of the front, and ultimately it will squirt water out at people, which is really fun to do at this hour in the morning when it's kind of cold out here in Orlando. So if you have some time to spare because you're doing Genie Plus 2 and your first ride has a return time 20 minutes after the park opens, you can definitely stop here and be that jerk.
Avatar Flight of Passage is one of the most popular rides in all of Walt Disney World, and it's certainly the most popular ride here in Animal Kingdom. It is a simulator attraction, 3D, that takes you and puts you on the back of a banshee and has you fly across the Valley of Moara like you're in Avatar. But honestly, you don't even have to like the movie or have seen the movie to enjoy and be impressed by this attraction, which is for sure the best simulator attraction I've ever done. I will say the lightning lane on this attraction has become more and more popular. When Breedlove was trying to buy it this morning, he wasn't able to buy it until almost 3 o'clock as a not resort guest. This one's really going to fluctuate on the day. When I did my best day ever video, I was able to buy one for $6.15 around 6 o'clock. So they still had plenty throughout the entire day. However, on busier days, today's definitely a busier day. It'll go quicker, especially if you're a resort guest and able to buy it first thing. So if you want to buy Flight of Passage, I think you need to be not as trigger happy as, say, Rise of the Resistance, but still a little more trigger happy and just monitoring the times and monitoring the return times for that. I would say your best bet to get on this attraction without a wait is to come early as a resort guest. But we're going to see how long it takes now as a not resort guest. For reference, I got to the park a little after 7:30. I was stepping inside Animal Kingdom waiting to be let in as a regular guest.
Now, Navi River Journey is a slow-moving boat ride, and there's no height requirement, so it's a great one for the whole family, but it's not a thrill ride necessarily. In fact, it kind of harkens back to the classic dark rides that make Disney parks Disney parks. If you love a boat ride, if you love a dark ride, this has some new tech that makes it really interesting. The visuals are beautiful. I love the music, and it has one of the most advanced animatronics out there. So definitely check it out. It's not going to give you the same rush that its sister attraction on Pandora, Flight of Passage, will, but it's a beautiful, calm, peaceful, restful break from the heat.
While I'm waiting in this very long line, let's go over Disney Genie. So Disney Genie is the new system that launched a few months ago, and there's 3 different versions of it. There's Disney Genie, the free version, Freeney. This is where you can get those customized itineraries, the tip board, the predictive weights. That's all part of the app. Well, it's all part of the app. Then you've got Genie Plus, which is what replaced FastPass Plus. It's $15 per person per day, and it allows you to skip the line at over 40 attractions across all of Walt Disney World. And then there are also the Fancy Rides TM, which are actually called Individual Lightning Lane a la carte paid selections. But those are 2 attractions in each park that are an additional cost if you'd like to skip the line. You do not have to buy Genie Plus in order to purchase the Lightning Lanes for the Fancy Rides. Also, Lightning Lanes is just the term for the line you're going to be going into when you have purchased either Genie Plus or a Fancy Ride. It's just a physical place that you'll return to. It replaces the FastPass lane. A couple of key things to know about Genie Plus, a couple times to mark on your calendar. At 7 a.m., anyone, regardless of being a resort guest or not, can book their first Genie Plus attraction. Also, at 7 a.m., resort guests can start purchasing their fancy rides for the day. Non-resort guests cannot buy their fancy rides until the time the park opens. So for this park, that means 8 a.m., which is why Breedlove wasn't able to book a Flight of Passage until around 3 o'clock, because all the resort guests had been able to book prior to that. Also for Genie Plus, keep in mind you can only have one at a time unless you're using that dreaded 120-minute loophole, which I went over in the Disney's Hollywood Studios version of this video, and it's a first-come, first-served system.
All right, so even though I spent the whole ride, or a lot of the ride, fiddle-faddling, trying to get an earlier return time for Kilimanjaro Safaris, when I was not able to do it actually on the ride and I got off the ride, finally then some more times opened up, I was able to get an hour earlier, 9:50. So the moral there to me is go ahead and set your phone down, because you never know, you might get an earlier time by waiting, and then you can enjoy the ride that you're on. And that should always be the priority. Enjoy your ride. Don't try to be the experiment master.
45 minutes in, we are looking at Hank in the tank. He's pretty cool. I will say, you don't get to see him if you go through the lighting lane. Now, seeing Hank alone isn't enough to deter me from using the lightning lane if there's a really long line, but It is really cool. And also, we're moving pretty quick now, so we're not too far away from the pre-show. So I think we're going to get in perhaps even under an hour a little bit, which is awesome news.
All right, so we do have that return time of 9:50 now for Kilimanjaro Safaris. In the meantime, I went ahead and purchased an IAS reservation or a Fancy Rides TM reservation for Expedition Everest. That's where we're headed now. We have an 8:55 return time on that one. Well, here's another situation where there's only a 5-minute posted wait for standby right now. So we are technically waiting longer by not just getting in line. But we did get to go sit and have a coffee and really enjoy the scenery at Animal Kingdom. So that was nice. But I'm not doing things technically more quickly yet. So we'll see when that starts, but as of now, we could have already been on Expedition Everest if we just rode standby and saved the $7.
52 minutes, and I should be loading into a link chamber soon. They did just announce that they are running at reduced capacity, so your wait is going to be longer. This attraction has a very low capacity when you compare it to attractions such as Expedition Everest, Pirates of the Caribbean, Small World. There's only a set amount of bikes. Let's see, there's 16 bikes. I'm gonna do the math, hold on.
All right, 1 minute in and we are already queued up to board the ride vehicle.
Okay, there's 16 bikes, so there's 16 bikes, there's A, B, C, D, so that's 192 people can ride this at a time. You have to factor in the pre-show. Let's say the pre-show adds 3, no, I don't know.
All right, that was awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get in the standby line and see how long it takes now. It says 5 minutes, it might be shorter. I wanna compare it, and also I wanna ride Expedition Everest twice in a row because that was really fun. There aren't too many intense roller coasters in Disney parks. Expedition Everest is definitely one of them, and at the time that it was built, $100 million they spent to build that. It was the most expensive roller coaster ever built, and that wasn't beat until Hagrid's opened at Universal, coming in at $300 million. That's a really amazing roller coaster, but this one's great. I'm gonna do it again. Let's see how long it takes.
We can now bring this amazing experience to you.
Flight of Passage done, check. Ended up waiting 58 minutes, so just under an hour, which really isn't bad for the most popular attraction in this park. So it seems like Flight of Passage, if you do not want to pay for it, your best move is going to be, one, as a resort guest, get here early for that early park entry and ride it then. If you're not a resort guest, still get here early. I got here around 7:30 today. I would recommend getting here between 7 and 7:30 as a not resort guest, and heading straight to it because the line is already at 2 hours. It's only getting longer even though the park's only been open for an hour. Or ride it last thing at night. The cast members did confirm the other day when I came that it would still be about an hour last thing at night. You can always jump into a line at the end of the night. Even if it's a posted hour wait and you get in line 5 minutes before the park closes, you still get to ride it. So that way you're not spending part time in the line, you're spending after park time in the line. For me, I would still rather rope drop Safari, which already has almost an hour-long wait, because I like the first Safari where the animals are really active. So I would rather do Pandora at night if I didn't want to pay. But this is a very popular attraction. You're going to likely end up waiting in a long line unless you pay for it. So if this is a must-do for your family, you just have to weigh out what the best option is.
All right, it's 9:15. We just rode Everest twice. We're gonna go back to Joffrey's and get Molly a coffee.
All right, let's do a little mid-morning wait time check. It's 9:30, so we've got Flight of Passage already has a 125-minute wait, and it's sold out of Lightning Lane. So that is one that's gonna be varied about based on the crowds, unlike Rise, which is gonna sell out every day. This one's going to vary day by day, so keep an eye on this one, and if it's one you're considering buying, you may have to do it earlier rather than later, especially on busy days. Dinosaur only has a 15-minute wait, and you could get a lightning lane for right now. Expedition Everest has a 15-minute wait, you could get a lightning lane for right now. Safaris has a 50-minute wait, and you could get a lightning lane in about 2 hours. And Navi River Journey has a 45-minute wait, and the next lightning lane is 1:10. We are going to do Navi River Journey right now, even though 45 minutes is still pretty long for this attraction. If you look at the predictive wait times, which is one of my favorite features of this of the new app, you just click into each ride. You can see it's at the 10 a.m. it's lower, and then it goes up for a long time, and it doesn't drop again until about 5 o'clock down low. So we're just going to go ahead and get it over with. This is one attraction that was greatly impacted by Genie Plus because it's a low capacity attraction to begin with. But I was told to wait here real quick. And my prince has come. My coffee prince.
It's
Thank
the least
you.
I can do for you.
This is the game. So
this is the game. Well, at least this has a beautiful queue, and so does Flight of Passage.
I did just enjoy the beautiful Flight of Passage queue, and now I'm going to go enjoy the Navi queue, but not as much as I'm going to enjoy this.
Well, immerse yourself in theming and coffee.
I wish it was blue, but
I know. I'm sorry. Next time.
Next time. Have fun on your safari.
You two have a great time on the river journey.
Thank you, Prince Breedlove, for bringing me this coffee. So Navi River Journey is the family attraction here in Pandora. There's no height requirement. It's a boat ride through the bioluminescent forest. It currently has a 45-minute wait, so let's get our clock out and start the timer. Even though oh my gosh, the Pandora creatures are loud today. Even though Navi River Journey is nowhere near as popular as Flight of Passage, it always has a very long line these days. Even though Navi River Journey is not near as popular as Flight of Passage, it tends to have a very long line because of its low capacity, and it's been greatly impacted by Genie Plus. This is probably the hardest Genie Plus attraction to get in this park. So this is one that has one really cool animatronic. The Shaman of Song at the end is absolutely mind-blowing. It's incredible. I definitely recommend doing this attraction. I do not recommend waiting a long time for this attraction. While I don't think an hour is too bad for Flight of Passage, if this ends up being a full 45 minutes, that might be too long for Navi River Journey. But we are gonna see. It's pretty dense in here. We'll see how long it takes.
So I'm going to go into Zwanni Traders here for a couple minutes, see what kind of awesome stuff they have.
Time check, it's been about 25 minutes, and I'm pretty close to going inside. So it looks like this will be under 45 minutes, which is great.
All right, a great little browsing trip in Zwanni Traders, and it is now time for us to head in to our Lightning Lane reservation.
Just about 30 minutes, and I'm going to be in one of these next boats right here, so glad it was under the posted 45 minutes. 30 minutes is about as long as I would say to wait for this attraction. And off we go to the bioluminescent forest. Check it off the list. Posted 45, actually 30, which is about the max amount of time I want to wait for that attraction. It really is a beautiful attraction. That animatronic is amazing, and I love that it's a boat ride. Like a classic boat ride just feels very Disney to me, but it gets an incredibly long line because of how slow it is to load and unload those boats and how low capacity those boats are compared to, like, think of how many people can fit on a Pirates or Small World boat. So it'll get a very long line, often well over an hour. I do not think it's worth that. If you're not going to use Genie Plus, I recommend coming early like I did. That seemed to work out pretty well, or waiting till later in the night. But do not get in that line if it says 75 minutes, please. Do yourself a favor. I think that's why people don't like it, because they end up waiting an hour or more for it, thinking it's going to be as amazing as Flight of Passage, and then when it's a family boat ride, they're disappointed. So it's worth a ride, especially if you haven't ridden it before, but it's not worth a long, long wait.
Kilimanjaro Safaris check. That was a great one too. I saw a lot of the animals that I don't always see. I saw the giraffes. I got to see the lions, the ostriches were out. So now I am going to walk to Dinoland USA and ride Dinosaur. We've got a return time. Our window is about halfway over, so we're gonna get there just in time to ride. And then we've got a long break. We've got a break all the way until 2:40. So I am gonna go ahead and stop by Yak and Yeti. To be perfectly honest, I think we're gonna be able to have some lunch, watch Kite Tales a couple times, maybe Festival of the Lion King. I mean, we've got a lot of free time while our friend Molly waits in lines. So I wonder how she is doing.
We're in a little bit of a pickle here. It's 10:10, and we're gonna take a look at the wait times. Flight of Passage, 115 minutes, so glad we're done with that. Dinosaurs worked its way up to a 30-minute wait. Expedition Everest is temporarily closed, which is a real bummer because I was thinking of going over that way. And Kilimanjaro Safaris is at a 55-minute wait. And Navi River Journey's up to 60. Glad we did that too. So I was thinking of going over to do Dinosaur and Everest because Dinosaur's only going to get longer at this point. But I'm bummed Everest is closed because, you know. Whereas Safaris is scheduled to just stay long at this point. So I think it's good to snag Dinosaur before it gets even longer if Safaris is going to stay long anyway.
Okay, it's 10:37. We are walking up to Dinosaur. Right now, the posted wait time for standby is 40 minutes. As soon as we scan in for our Lightning Lane reservation, I will start the stopwatch and see how long it takes us to get to the start of the ride, which is technically considered to be the start of the pre-show. So we will see how long we actually end up waiting. But this is exciting. We're here at Dinosaur. Let's do it.
Headed to Dinosaur now. It's already gone up to a posted 40-minute wait since I walked over here, but we'll see if that's true. Dinosaur has a 40-inch height requirement, which is lower than Flight of Passage or Everest, but I would say it's scarier than either of those because of the lifelike dinosaur animatronics chasing your car. Plus, it's really loud and dark and shaky. That to say, it's one of my favorite attractions in this park. I think it is super fun. I love being immersed into an environment. Dinosaur, despite being really loud and shaky and makes you want to visit the chiropractor after. It's one of my favorite rides here. I would pick an actual set versus a simulator any day of the week. And I think a lot of people now forget about this attraction because you've got headliners like Everest and Flight of Passage, but this one is still a great attraction and I look forward to riding it any chance I get. Oh, we are back into the extended queue a little bit. This might actually be 40 minutes.
And here is our line versus the standby line. It's wrapping around itself quite a bit today. And we are walking right into the pre-show.
Securely locked. Access denied.
Access denied.
Continue.
Access
Of course. We were just talking about seatbelts. Plug them in. Use them.
Warning, meteor shower in range.
Just little one.
AllEars. Hadrosar.
Finally headed inside, about 18 minutes on the clock.
Love that ride system. Very similar, exactly the same really as the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland in Anaheim. So super fun to be able to get onto the same kind of ride vehicle here in Orlando and enjoy that dinosaur theming.
26 minutes later, and we are in the pre-show about to see your friend and mine, Dr. Grant Seeker.
They're not gonna make it! They're not gonna make it!
dinosaur done, check it off the list. It was a posted 40-minute wait, ended up being 26 minutes, which is great. One thing I would like to comment on is a lot of people are speculating that Disney's inflating the wait times to make you buy Genie Plus. I don't think that's the case. Disney has always speculated the wait times a little bit high. They would rather you wait less than they post than more, because obviously you'd be upset if you waited more. And since wait times can fluctuate based on the other people in your party, how many things like wheelchairs they have to load, it can fluctuate a little bit. So they give you an approximate wait time, and then hopefully it's less. So I don't think they're inflating it just to get you to buy Genie Plus. But we are in a little bit of a pickle now, friends, because I only have 2 rides left, and one of them is Expedition Everest, and it's temporarily closed, and it's been temporarily closed for like an hour. And then also Safaris. So I'm gonna go over to Safaris, which has a posted 65 minutes, but as you can see, it's not supposed to drop anytime soon on the predictive waits. And I'm gonna hope Everest comes back up by the time that I'm done with Safaris. One thing that is concerning me is Everest stopped selling lightning lanes, which I don't think they're sold out of lightning lanes. The way I understand it is when an attraction has a downtime, the team there communicates with the tech team and they'll let them know if they need to stop selling Genie Plus, because it could be allowing downtime. And so that's stressing me out a little bit if they're saying don't sell any more Genie Pluses.
All right, we're at Yak and Yeti. I just checked out the menu and I'm sitting here at Yak and Yeti. I've placed my order for what my waiter recommended for plant-based eaters.
We have made it into Africa. Kilimanjaro Safaris has a posted 65-minute wait. It's about 11:30. This is definitely not when I would recommend riding this attraction. Not only are the lines the highest during the peak part of the day, look, we're literally going backstage into an extended queue.
We're having this awesome lime that has been grilled with all the other items on the dish. We've got that fresh cilantro on top. This is looking really good. I can't wait to taste it. So good. Yeah, this is amazing. Plant-based eaters, here, heed my call. You come one, come all. Yak and Yeti, you'll have a ball.
I was in a little loop backstage for about 6 minutes, and you're not supposed to take any pictures or film back there, so that's why I didn't. This is absolutely the worst time to ride this attraction. I would never tell anyone to ride this attraction in the middle of the day, but I'm kind of stuck doing it since Everest isn't back up, and this is the experiment for the day. But I highly recommend riding this one very first thing in the morning, rope dropping this attraction, because you'll get a better safari. You'll also most likely be able to walk on pretty quick because most people go to Pandora first thing in the morning. And Flight of Passage has dropped to a 90-minute wait, and the Lightning Lane is back for sale. Earlier it was saying it was gone, but it's popped back up, so it can pop back up based on guest flow.
Hey, do I have something in my teeth? You would tell me if I had something in my teeth, right? Right, all right. Thank you, Yak and Yeti, for the awesome lunch. I've got my to-go container. Definitely gets my seal of approval for plant-based eaters. If you're looking for plant-based foods in Animal Kingdom, you can feel confident checking out those garlic noodles with the substituted rice noodles, and that grilled veggie bowl is really, really good too. Maybe we'll catch kitetails in the meantime. What time is it? Ooh.
Okay. Safaris posted 65 minutes, ended up waiting 69 minutes, which is no, don't do that. Don't. Listen to my words. Don't do that.
I won't do that.
Ride safaris early in the day or late in the day. You do not have to wait 65 minutes for it. That said, it was a pretty interesting safari because the rhinos blocked our car and we were stuck there for a while as the rhinos worked their way across the road, and then one of the keepers was out trying to urge him along with his truck. So it was very eventful. I'll never be mad about riding this safari. I definitely think it's a must-do when you come to this park, but don't ride it in the middle of the day. Flight of Passage has a 95-minute wait. Dinosaur has a 35-minute wait. Everest has a 50-minute wait, which I'm going to tell you is because it was down for so much longer earlier. It is going to have a long line because people couldn't ride it earlier, but you could still buy Lightning Lane for 10 minutes from now if you really wanted to. Safaris has a 65-minute wait and a 2:45 Genie Plus. Navi River has a 65-minute wait and a 5:15 Genie Plus. So, pretty busy day here as we make our way over to Asia. And look who I can see because of his brightly colored shirt. Breedlove is about to enjoy the majesty and the wonder that is Kite Tails. I'm very jealous. All right, here we are at Expedition Everest Legend of the Forbidden Mountain TM. This is one of the fancy rides. It's $7. If I wanted to, I could buy it for right this very second. It does not tend to sell out, but it does have a long wait, 50 minutes, 50. That's largely because it was closed for several hours, so people weren't able to ride it. Anytime a big attraction closes, when it reopens, it's gonna have a long wait because everybody that didn't get to ride it is headed to ride it, cash in those lightning lanes if they had purchased it, or just because they were wanting to ride it earlier and they couldn't. So because of that, the lines get incredibly long. So listen to my words once again. Do not get in this line.
I won't do that.
I promise this is abnormal for it to be this long in the middle of the day. It will drop if it is this long on a really busy day, but I promise it is much faster to go single rider or to go at a different time during the day. You know what? Whoa, I think single rider is closed. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we don't normally use single rider in these videos. We try to collect the real time, but a few crazy things have happened. One, I know that Breedlove rode Everest earlier and clocked it in the standard wait time when it was a lower weight, and he said it was accurate. So we have that data to show you. Two, the single rider is so busy that I went and checked it out and I got in line, and now it's listed as unavailable. They're turning people away from the single rider line after me because they're saying it's so long. So I'm actually gonna clock single rider right now to see if this is better than the 50-minute posted wait. So that way, in one video, we're getting you data on the lightning lane, the standby lane, and a full single rider line to help you decide which one you should do. Single rider is an alternate entrance queue that's available at a few attractions around Walt Disney World, and basically it splits up people that are in the single rider line and has them fill in one at a time with odd numbered parties. So it can move very quickly. When I did my best day ever in this park, I rode single rider and I literally walked right on the attraction. However, sometimes it can take quite a long time. I'm kind of wondering how long it'll take today, since of course you're only filling in with odd numbered parties. It can take a while if it looks this long. So I'm bummed I'm gonna stand here for a long time, but I'm happy to get the data to show you how long single rider can take, so that way you know to jump in the line or not when you see it looking long.
And we're back where we started. We're back in Pandora. A little bit early for our return time for Flight of Passage. This is the lightning lane return right here. I will be getting in that line in a couple minutes. I'll start the timer and see how long it takes us to get through the lightning lane. But we're here, Avatar Flight of Passage. Here we come.
Oh, what a day!
Really
really, really fun.
Always a great day in Disney's Animal Kingdom.
That's right.
How long in total did you spend waiting in line?
Just only about 30 minutes, and I can't believe it.
Only about 30 minutes, 5 biggest attractions in the park. I waited about 3 hours and 30 minutes. And you got to do some other fun stuff while I was in lines.
Yep, I went and ate at Yak and Yeti, and I watched Kite Tails.
So jealous about Kite Tails.
I drank coffee and waved at Daisy and Donald. I had a pretty awesome
You had
day.
a luxurious day.
It was very luxurious.
Yeah. So ultimately, I don't think you need to buy Genie Plus in this park to maximize your day. I think you can get on most of the big attractions with little to no wait. I was able to get on Navi River Journey and Dinosaur and Everest all under 30 minutes, and I didn't even wait a full hour for Flight of Passage first thing in the morning.
That's amazing.
So my advice for this park, first of all, listen to me. Listen to me. Do not get in a safari line when it says 65 minutes. I would never, ever, ever tell you to do that. So don't do it.
I won't do that.
Either ride safari first thing or wait till later in the afternoon, and that one will drop as well. Would you buy Genie Plus in this park on a normal day?
You know, I can see purchasing it and then getting done with your day super early and having that time off to luxuriate, hopping to another park, and then continuing to use it.
Yeah, I definitely don't think if it's not a busy time of year, you need it in this park. I could see the argument for buying Flight of Passage if that's an absolute must-do for your family, because that one will get a very long line and it will stay a very long line all day long. But for me, I would just buy Flight of Passage and then I would rope drop Safari, and you'll be able to enjoy this park at its fullest without paying extra money. Hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you learned about some different scenarios, what happens when an attraction goes down and then comes back up again, when not to ride safaris, when maybe to spend money, and most importantly that Kite Tails is a treasure.
Kite Tails is an absolute treasure, and the seat that I sat in, that crash zone, is absolutely the place, my new favorite thing. Because the initial kite, the first kite that falls, the white one, makes a really loud whacking sound, and it's very exciting.
A treat.
It's a treat
for
it's a treat.
Everyone.
Yes.
So if you want more tips on Animal Kingdom, check out my best day ever in this park video. We've got other Genie Plus experiments as well. Let us know what other science we can do in the parks for you.
And apparently I just like talking about Kite Tails because I'm laughing at myself for lighting up, so like I am so feel joy.
It's a triumphant masterpiece.
It really is. It really is.
We're not joking. Make sure you're following us on social media at AllEars.net. And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
I'm Breedlove.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Should we go see Kite Tails again?
Yes.
Okay. Hey everybody, it's Molly. Thanks for watching All Ears. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you want more Disney Genie videos, we've got a playlist for you right over here. Thanks for watching.